Hi, everyone. Welcome to our ISEP application workshop. We're so happy to have you here. We'll just wait a few minutes to let everyone join us. But if you would like to add where you're joining us from in the chat box, that would be great. And then we'll get started in just a little bit, okay? And just to introduce myself, my name is Amanda Ewert, and I'm our ISEP Student Services Officer for the UK and Ireland. And I'll go ahead and let my co-presenter Jackie introduce herself as well.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Jackie Tomiko Farah. I am the Student Services Officer for the United States, Canada, and Southeast Asia, which includes Hong Kong and Taiwan. I'm really happy you're here.
Great. So we'll just give it another minute or so to let everyone join. And for those of you who just joined us, if you would like to add where you're joining us from in the chat box, that would be great. You can list your home country, city, home university, entirely up to you. And it looks like we have somebody joining us from Marburg, from France. That's great. Thanks for sharing France, Washington State, Virginia Tech, France. We have a lot of students from France, it seems. Florida Memorial University, North Carolina, Germany. Great. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started here in just a second. And for those of you just joining, I'll just introduce myself again. My name is Amanda Ewart. I'm one of our ISEP Student Services Officers for the UK and Ireland. And we will go ahead and get started with our ISEP application workshop as a few more students might trickle in. Yeah, and we're definitely so happy to have you here. So we'll go ahead and get started. Would you be able to change the slide, Jackie? Great, thank you. So a little bit about what we'll cover today. So first, how to submit an ISEP application. Then we'll go over strategies for a competitive application, and then also who to contact for application help. And then at the end of our presentation, we will have some time for breakout rooms. So if you do have any questions, you can bring them to a question and answer session with one of our ISEP student services officers. So now we'll go ahead and get started. So a little bit about ISEP and our mission. As a nonprofit organization, it's our mission to help make the life-changing experience of studying, interning, and volunteering abroad accessible and affordable for everyone. ISEP programs are immersive and authentic and focus on intercultural exchange and engagement with your host communities. So we really encourage students to truly live like a local. So a little bit about how it works. We do have two different program types. So I encourage you to speak with your home university ISEP coordinator if you do have any questions on what program type you might be eligible for. So our first program type is ISEP Direct. You pay a specific program fee and you receive flexible housing and meal options. And your placement is guaranteed as long as you meet the academic requirements that you see on our ISEP program pages. And your placement is guaranteed as long as you meet these minimum academic requirements. So you don't necessarily need to list more than one program on your application if you are only applying for ISEP Direct. We also have ISEP Exchange, which functions a little bit differently. You pay your home institution's tuition, housing, and meals. In exchange, you receive a placement at another university, which would be your host university. And for ISEP Exchange applications, you can rank up to 10 sites, and placement will depend on your program rankings and space available. And we will go over in just a bit on how to make a competitive ISEP Exchange application. So a little bit about how to get started. You can first create an account at our website that you see here. And we also really encourage you, if you haven't already, to meet with your on-campus ISEP coordinator. They can answer any campus-specific questions you might have, and they will also approve your ISEP application. They can also make you aware of any internal processes or any internal deadlines through your home university as well. And you also have your ISEP student services officers, like myself, that can meet with you one-on-one to answer any questions about ISEP programs, courses, and of course, our ISEP application. Great. So now we'll get started with a few polls just so we can learn a little bit more about you. So feel free to select your answers here. So where are you in the application process? So you can select haven't started it yet, I'm working on it, almost done, or already submitted. Okay, so you can go ahead and select your answers here.
Awesome. Looks like most of you are working on it. Some of you haven't quite started yet, which is great. This is the perfect spot for you. A few of you are almost done, so that's exciting. We also want to see where you're interested in studying. Give you one more second to answer if you haven't gotten to yet. Great. Seems like there's some interest in Asia, Europe, United States, and Oceania. Awesome.
Great, thank you for the polls, Rachel. So now we'll get started on how to submit an ISEP application. So we'll go over a few step-by-step instructions to start your ISEP application. So on our ISEP homepage on the website, you can click Log In on the top right corner. You can see it circled in blue there. And then this would take you to our sign up or login page. If you do already have an ISEP account, you can log in with your email and password. If you don't already have an account, you can sign up using our sign up button below. You can see it there boxed in red. So to sign up with ISEP, we'll need your name, email, phone number. You'll have to make a password. And you can also designate your region of interest as well as your home university. So you can go ahead and make your account and sign up with ISEP. And once you sign up or log in, you'll be taken to your ISEP dashboard, which you can see an example of here on the left. So from your ISEP dashboard, you can access your application, which would be under enrollment on that left-hand side, and the contact information of the team that's here to help support you through the application process. So the first contact on your ISEP dashboard would be your on-campus ISEP coordinator. They are at your home university and can definitely help with any internal questions you might have from your home university. And you'll also have your ISEP Student Services Officer contact information, and we're here to support you throughout the entire ISEP application process. And once you're ready to start your application, you can click Application on the left-hand side to begin. So you can see here, number one, under Enrollment, there's a tab that says Application. Your home universities might require that you request permission to start an application. You can see that button there On number 3, so when you do request permission, that request goes to your home university coordinator, or you might just be able to start your application, which you see there under number 2. So getting started with your ISEP application. So once you start your application, you can either click Edit up there on the left in the red box, or you can review the remaining steps in that drop down to see what steps you have left to do before you can fully submit your ISEP application. You can also check out our YouTube video on how to start an ISEP application if you want some more tips. So if you do click on Edit, you'll be brought to this page. So the first page on your ISEP application will be your program list. And so from here, you can select that hyperlink, search for more programs to add programs and search for programs to add to your application. And you can also check out our YouTube video on how to add a program to your program list. So if you do select search for more programs, you'll be taken to our ISEP program finder. So a bit about using our ISEP program finder. You can use the program finder to filter by your field of study, terms of interest, your region or country of interest, and add any programs you would like to your ISEP application. If you click on more filters, there's also some advanced filters to help you narrow down your search. So you can search by GPA, program type, and different program features. And we do also have a YouTube video on how to use the ISEP program finder, so you can learn all the ways the program finder can help you find your perfect program fit. So adding a new program to your application. So step 1, once you enter all of your search parameters and hit apply, you'll be able to see some programs that are recommended for you. So if you want to select one of the sites from the search results, you can click into that red box there. For example, we have Study in Buenos Aires as an example. So you can click into there to take a look at the program page and see a bit more information and potentially add it to your ISEP application. I will go ahead and let Jackie take it from here.
Thanks, Amanda. So now we're going to just continue with adding a new program to your application. So once you click on a program, you will arrive at the school's program page. So that red box that Amanda was just talking about. On the program page, it has all the information you might need to know. And if it's of interest to you, you can go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. At the bottom, you will find the semesters and the availability. So you can select the term that you intend to go abroad. Once selected, you will see on the right-hand side that there are 2 buttons, Add to Application and Save for Later. Save for Later works like an Amazon wish list. You're adding it to your ISEP wish list and just saving it for later. Add to Application means that this program will go automatically to your program list in your application. So this is the program list section. It's the first section in your application. Again, once you add a program to your ISEP application, it will appear in the program list tab on your application. You will be able to change your program rankings by selecting the move up and move down arrows. Please consider the chance of placement next to each program and adjust accordingly. The chance of placement are there to help you. If you have any questions about the chance of placement, you can always email your student services officer. This is where you can also select any desired add-ons for the program. Once you do that, you can click Save. The next section is the the academic section. So once you created a program list, you'll be able to add the field or fields of study in which you plan to take courses in while abroad. You can list several fields of study by clicking Add Another, and you should add every subject you plan to take courses in. Now, if it's like 20 different fields of study, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's like 5 or 6, and that's fine as well. Please know that if you do not see the area of study you need, it means that it may not be available through this program. So please reach out to your student services officer to determine what might work best for you. This is where you can also list the academic level and the language. So please make sure you are correcting or selecting the correct language and academic level. And once you're done, please click Save and Continue. The next section is is the document section. And we're going to run through all the different documents that you will need in order to submit your application. So the first one is an official transcript. This must be from your home university, and again, it will need to be official, but you can request a copy and then upload it. If you have any questions, just let your SSN know. When you do have it, you can click Add File and upload it there. The next one is an academic reference. You'll need to enter your professor's email and name, and it will send them a form where they can submit their letter of recommendation. You can request from multiple professors, but you only need one to respond in order for you to submit your application. Please know that if you are interested in doing an ISEP Direct program as like your number one choice, you do not need to submit an academic reference. Those for exchange will need to. If you're applying for a program where the primary language is different than the primary language at your home university, you may be prompted to also submit a language evaluation completed by a professor and a writing sample. If you have a language exam like the TOEFL or IELTS, I'll go over that in a little bit. And just a quick reminder to check the academic condition section and special application instruction section on the program page for more information on any additional documents needed. If there is any additional documents needed, it will say it in those sections, and then you can upload it into the additional documents section. The next section is the eligibility section. In this section, you'll need to enter your academic level. So for any US students, this will be if you're a junior, sophomore, etc. And then you'll need to let us know your US GPA. For any international students, you'll just need to let us know your academic level, so undergrad or if you are a graduate student. Everyone will need to state the number of undergraduate semesters they have completed, or if they're a graduate, the number of graduate semesters you have completed. Your language levels will populate from your language evaluation here. If you have an English language test like the TOEFL or IELTS, you will need to then enter your scores and upload the official documentation. Again, it must be the official documentation for the TOEFL or IELTS scores. Once your scores are entered, the application will inform you if you are eligible for the program or not, and you can do that by clicking Verify Your Eligibility, and it will let you know the reason why as well. Once you're done, you can click Save and Continue. The next section is the biography section. In this section, you'll need to enter information such as your address, so if we need to send you visa information, and your passport information. If you don't have a passport when applying, or you're applying one for the first time, or you're waiting on a renewal, please select No for the passport in order to submit your application. Don't worry, you can send us your passport later once you have received it. If you have not yet applied for a passport, you should do it as soon as possible to avoid any delays in your visa. The last section is the other section. This is where you can submit anything else ISEP will need to know when making a placement. This can include special needs like extra time on exams, special medications, and support services you'll receive from your home institution. We always ask that it's best to submit this information now so we can make sure your host will be able to support you. It can be a little more difficult when we find out about these things later, and we just want to make sure that you receive the proper placement and the support. So lastly, submit and approve. In order for your ISEP application to be considered fully submitted, you must do these 3 steps. So the first step is, of course, to complete the ISEP application sections and then press the submit button. So that button circled in yellow. Once you do that, you'll be asked to pay the ISEP application fee in your invoices tab. Once all the steps are completed and you've paid the application fee, your application will go to your home university ISEP coordinator to review and approved. Once they have approved it, your application will be considered fully submitted. Please make sure that you submit your application and pay the application fee with enough time for your home university ISEP coordinator to approve of it before the priority deadline, which in this case is March 1st. Um, Please know that some home universities may have an earlier deadline, so before March 1st, that you need to submit your application. They only do this so they have enough time to review and approve everyone's application on time. So if you're unaware, just check with your home university to see if they have an earlier deadline. Now we're going to get into the strategies for a competitive application that Amanda mentioned earlier in the presentation. So, um, in the beginning, you might remember that Amanda said that specific programs on ISEP Exchange cannot be guaranteed. So we have the chance of placement to help students really form a competitive application and get the programs that they are interested in. So the chance of placement ranges from excellent to most competitive. We recommend for ISEP Exchange that you at least list 3 to 5 programs you would absolutely be excited to attend, you're passionate about going to, you love everything about the program, and it meets your academic needs. For ISEP Exchange, you can list up to 10 programs, but again, if you're not absolutely willing to go, you're not passionate, you're not excited, please don't list them. Again, if that's only 5 programs that you're absolutely willing to go to, then that's fine. But just as a remember, you can only have one most competitive program on your application, and it must be your first choice. If you have more than one most competitive program on your program list, you will probably receive a lovely email from myself or Amanda or any other SSO asking you to please choose your favorite, most competitive program and remove the others. Um, just a little recommendation. We ask that you at least have 1 to 2 programs in your application that have a good or excellent chance of placement. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. But again, it's just a nice little tip. We also have a guide on our website that describes our placement process and chance of placement if you are interested in reading more about that. Again, if you are applying for ISEP Direct, and again, this is only ISEP Direct programs, your chances are guaranteed. ISEP Exchange programs are not guaranteed. And please know you will only receive one placement and specific placements cannot be guaranteed on ISEP Exchange. So that's why it's really important to consider other options aside from your top choice of program. Making a good list. So a competitive ISEP exchange application is a flexible application, so feel free to add as many programs as you are interested in, passionate about going to, can see yourself there, and will also meet your academic needs. You can diversify your program list to have more options available for us to place you on. But please remember, and this is really important, that you can be placed anywhere on your list. So please take the time to research the locations, the schools, the programs, the courses that you're interested in applying for. If you find a university that, again, you're in love, you see yourself attending, it has everything you could hope for, and it's on ISEP Direct, we highly consider you checking with your home university ISEP coordinator to see if it's one, a good fit for you, and two, you're allowed to apply to the ISEP Direct program. Some universities do not allow, so please check with your home coordinator. Um, we also recommend that you really look at the course catalogs to get a good idea about how many courses for a certain subject are taught per semester. Again, if you only find a university that only has 2 courses that you can take, it probably isn't the best fit. So make sure that you have a lot of options in terms of courses when researching universities. Um, a nice little reminder is that we do have ISEP scholarships and we do have resources to help you fund your study abroad in other ways while you're budgeting. So if you have any questions about that, you can go on our website or ask your SSO. And once again, if you're not sure or you're like, I need a minute to check about this certain program, you can always save programs in your saved program section. Again, they will stay there unless you add them to your application or remove them. So who to contact about help for your application or just your general questions? You can contact your student services officer. Everyone will be assigned a student services officer once you create an account with ISEP, and that information will be on your ISEP dashboard in the middle. And these are the regions that we work with inbound. Um, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. And next up will be our breakout sessions.
Awesome. We're gonna go ahead then and release everybody to the breakout rooms. So I'm gonna start by anybody who's interested in studying in the UK or Ireland can go with Amanda. Gonna put your link in there. Great. Anybody who's interested in studying in Asia can go with Rachel. Awesome. There's the Asia room. Anybody interested in studying in French-speaking Europe, Netherlands, Africa, or the Middle East can go with Kiomani. Great. Anybody interested in Spain or Portugal or Latin America can go with Kira. Great. Anybody interested in Europe that is not French or Spanish speaking can go with Grace. And then anybody interested in studying in the USA can go into Jackie's room. And then anybody who's interested in Australia, New Zealand can stay here.